Thank you, Pastor Bennett. It's been a pleasure to work with you these last few years and to get to know you. There were a lot of people who knew me before I transitioned. Pastor Dave was one of them. And he, like many who knew me before, struggled to get my name, and he did it perfectly this time. I'm honored and thrilled and delighted that all of you have come out tonight for this. I'm also honored that 10 organizations here in Stockton came forward and said, we want to support this. We think this is important. We think this is something that's vital for the Stockton-San Joaquin area, and we need to do this. I'm so grateful. I hope you took a moment to look at the back of the program. There's a listing of all of the sponsors and contact information for each one. I want you to know that everyone on that list is transgender friendly. Beyond that, they're transgender supportive. And if you or someone you know is transgender, they can go to any one of those organizations and they'll be welcomed like family. In that spirit, I've asked each of the co-sponsors to take just a couple of minutes and come share with you a little bit about what they do. As you're well aware, if you've looked at the program, 2 of those co-sponsors are churches, and that's this one, Central United Methodist Church, and the First Unitarian Universalist Church. But there's a third one that's involved as well, and that's Valley Ministries Metropolitan Community Church, a very transgender-friendly, welcoming, affirming congregation. And we're honored tonight to have Reverend Sharon Henry with us. Sharon, if you would come, share a few words.
So I wanted to say, first of all, that I am very honored and privileged and humbled to stand before you today. And being here, I have to confess that this is my first Transgender Day of Remembrance that I've been a part of. So I'm so honored even more to be a part of the first one here in Stockton. And as I began to prepare my words for tonight, I started reading the histories of the Transgender Days of Remembrance, and of course then the histories of the people that we remember. And I read their stories, I watched their videos. I was incredibly moved. In all the things I read, I felt it important that maybe today I would talk about 2 words, and that's remembrance and celebration, because these are the 2 words that struck so clearly in my mind. First of all, how hard it is to call this sometimes a celebration. Reading the stories of those who were beaten, shot, stabbed, burned, those who met with horrendous hatred, those whose last breath was in the people, whose presence I don't even think were worthy of being with them. It is hard to call that a celebration, but I realize that we do not stand here to celebrate their deaths. We stand here to celebrate their wonderful, beautiful lives. Their laughter, their passions, their courage, and their compassions, those names that we all are holding with us tonight, because they represent beautiful and wonderful and radiant people. And so we celebrate, but we also remember. And I wanted to let you know that remembrance, in my opinion, can often be understated, and so therefore sometimes misunderstood, that we take it to hold on to a memory and retain it a little bit and then move on. But I think in choosing to hold these names in remembrance, we need to take their stories with us. We need to make remembrance not a passive verb, but one that requires purposeful and determined action. Because as Edmund Burke was credited to say, all that is necessary for the triumph of evil is that good men, and I will amend that to women as well, do nothing. To this point, far too many have done nothing. Far too many have allowed the media to ignore the blatant crimes of hate. Far too many have included the T in the LGBT that we rattle off so freely, and yet have distanced ourselves from the transgender. Far too many of us have turned a blind eye and kept our mouths closed when we hear verbal abuse and ignorant speech. Far too many have chosen not to remember beyond this one single day of remembrance. So I know that I stand for Valley Ministries, and for all of you here today, let's take this beyond this day. I wanted to tell you two things as the person I am. First of all, to you who are transgendered, I say this as a lesbian. I am honored to call you my brothers and my sisters, and I am honored that you are a part of my community. And to you who are transgendered, I say this as a Christian. You are a beautiful creation of God. Do not believe the hatred that says God does not love you. God loves you without reservation. One of the elders of the Universal Fellowship of Metropolitan Community Churches, Reverend Elder Ken Martin, loves to say that God has a love affair with diversity. And so I say, as a part of this love, you were created, you are beautiful, you are wonderful, you are powerful, you are loved, and we celebrate you.
Thank you, Sharon. The next group I'm going to ask the representative to come up and speak is the Stonewall Democratic Club here in Stockton. I joined that club several months ago, and I'm delighted to tell you that the Stonewall event that the club is named after was started by a bunch of transgender women who got tired of being harassed by the police. So I especially love this organization. Martina, the president of the Stonewall Democratic Club.
Hello, my name is Martina. I'm the president of the Central Valley Stonewall Democratic Club, and I just wanted to say that I'm very honored to be here, and also that I have the privilege of knowing Elena and learning even before the transition. Honestly, I hadn't had a lot of contact with anybody who was transgendered, but I learned a lot, and I still every day am learning a lot. And I want to thank Elena for being there to put this on and see that there was a need in the community for this to have this event, special event, to happen in this community at this time. And the Central Valley Stonewall Democratic Club, we're a group of individuals in the San Joaquin and Stanislaus community who are Democrats that we believe that we shouldn't discriminate based on gender identity or sexual orientation or anything else for that matter. And we do support political candidates or individuals in the community who are emerging as political candidates who will support equality and who believe that life is sacred no matter who you are and what your experience is and what your reality is, that everybody deserves a chance to be safe in their community, to feel safe in their community and being who they are. And so I just want to say thank you very much for allowing us to participate as a club, and we are friendly for basically anyone. We have even friends who are Republicans. So, we're not going to turn people away in terms of, telling you to go away, but at the same time, we accept everyone. We have a lot of different people in our group, and we have a lot of fun. And the one thing, as Elena said, is that we are like a family to one another, and when times are tough or things happen, we're there for each other, and that's what's important about this community. In this room, I look around and see that there's so many different people all here for different reasons, but the one thing that we have in common is that we believe that every life has value, and everybody deserves the chance to be free and the chance to be safe. So thank you.